Hi, this is Natalie Rydstrom here from SBR Picks. Leicester opens their doors to previous Premier League winners Manchester City. Now, if Leicester doesn't sharpen up their act, they'll be relegated at the end of the season, whilst Manchester City are just 3 points away from first place Chelsea. Lee Phelps from William Hill's In Play Radio joins us now to discuss the potential betting value. Now, Lee, this is a must-win for the visitors as they fight to keep the point gap close. I'm expecting a comfortable away win, and I'm surprised by their odds of 1.53. Run me through this match.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone is going to be putting Manchester City in their coupon this weekend, but I think you've just got to be a little careful. I mean, it seems obvious on the face of it, but when you look at Manchester City's return from Champions League football, you know, when they play on a Sunday and they have the extra day to recuperate, then they generally win. When they've played on a Saturday, you know, the results haven't been quite as good. It's quite, you know, they're going to Rome and they're playing this game on a Saturday, of course. So it's quite a lot to take in. They played QPR, they drew 2-2. You know, they beat Villa 2-0 away from home, but it took them for a long time to break Villa down. I think it was like the 80th minute they got the first goal. So also lost a game since coming back from Europe and playing on a Saturday. I think that's the crucial thing. However good the players are, there has to be some fatigue in the Man City legs. Now, look, it's a big stretch to say that Leicester are going to beat Manchester City. Of course, you know, that great home win against Manchester United was a 5-3 against a Manchester club, but, you know, United were a different kind of team back then. So I think City will win, but I'm not mad keen on the price. But I think it's one that can go in a lot of backers. I'm looking at ways into this game and trying to think of a way of being slightly pro-Leicester, but not backing them to win.
Okay, interesting, because I was going to say from a distance, I would probably say that we could be looking at a clean sheet, and that's priced at 3. But then the more I looked into it, Leicester have scored 11 at home here, which is pretty good, and they've scored 4 on the road, so quite a big difference there. Then you look at the both teams to score bet, and that's surprisingly low of 1.73. It's still worth the bet, but potentially I originally was looking at the clean sheet. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think there will be goals in it. I think if there is fatigue in the Manchester City legs, I think they'll be keen to get forward. Obviously, they've got the highest number of shots away from home on target in the division. They have more shots than anyone else. Of course, they're without Sergio Aguero, but you know, I think they've got such good quality in the team, whether it be up front or from midfield, that they will score goals. Now, as you say, Leicester have been starting to score more goals. In the last 3 games, they've scored, you know, a few more goals. And I think crucially, Leonardo Ulloa is starting to get amongst the goals again. He had the shot that rebounded off the post that, you know, was an own goal for Mignolet, and hit him on the back of the head and went in. So effectively unlucky not to score that goal. Then scored in his last game as well. So I think they are starting to have a bit more joy. You know, there are players who can score goals. I think they could get a couple here. I mean, I know it's going out on a limb a little bit here for Leicester to score 2 goals against Manchester City, but you know, this run can't go on forever. You know, they're in a terrible run. No one in 10 games now. Sooner or later, they have to start improving. I think we've seen signs of slight improvement. So I'm going to give Leicester the chance to score over 1.5 goals, 2 or more goals in the game here. I think City will win it. I think it could just be a bit of a crazy game where, you know, City maybe are a little bit too open but end up beating them. It could even be something like 4-2. But I think Leicester might have a better game this time around.
Leicester to score over 1.5 goals. Do you have the odds for that?
Yeah, it was around the 11-4 mark. So, you know, it's not... I probably wanted a little bigger. It might be one of those bets that if you're looking at it once the match has started, looking at it in play, you probably will get bigger prices on it because, you know, if 5 or 10 minutes goes by in the match, then suddenly the price on Leicester to score 2 goals in the game would increase drastically. But, yeah, I think there's something about, you know, I think trying to catch a team when they break their run is the key. I mean, we did it with Villa a few weeks ago, if you remember. We just kind of caught them. It doesn't last forever. Not many Premier League teams go forever without winning. Look at Burnley. They had that terrible run, didn't look like getting out of it, and suddenly they got out of it. Now, you know, I think Leicester are starting to climb back here. There's a bit of a siege mentality. The fans are turning on the manager. All the media's turning against Leicester. I think they'll get a bit of a siege mentality and start to grind out some good performances. And like I say, I'm not saying they're going to beat Man City, but I think there could be goals. I think we could see over 3.5 goals in this match by hook or by crook.
Okay, interesting. Well, the three-way line here has City price 1.53, the draw 4.75 and Leicester 7. Now, I kind of like the half-time, full-time market. It's a bit of a scary market for some people. City half-time, full-time is the favoured bet. That's priced 2.2. How, if you were to play it, how would you play the half-time, full-time market?
Yeah, I think, given what we've said, I think Leicester will come out and have a go, but I could see a half-time draw and full-time City here, whether it be 1-1 or 0-0. I'm not saying it's going to be a drab game. I think at some point Leicester have got to go out there and attack teams. That's how they were getting the results. Remember, they had the 2-2 draw against Everton, they had the draw against Arsenal, the win against Manchester United, those really good early season results. They came from attacking, not from sitting back and defending. I don't think they're good enough to defend against Manchester City. So I think they've got to go for it. I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw at half-time and City eventually getting the job done.
All right, so Lee, you're predicting goals from both sides. What's your top tip here for betting this match?
I'm going to go, my top tip, I really like Leicester to score 2 or more, but just for safety reasons, I'm going to go for over 3.5 goals in the match.
All right, so there you have it, over 3.5 goals in the match. Lee Phelps, thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
The SBR network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.